You know what I'm glad y'all didn't do?
What?
Y'all didn't like tell us a play to run because most plays are illegal. So this is good.
Did you see the one where this tweet where the lady was like, all these entrepreneurs are giving y'all plays. What are y'all, Tyler Perry? Tears.
Bruh, I hate the play, man. It's because it's always illegal and it's always something shifty or funny. But this is like real legit game, man. So I'm really gonna have to go get a truck or something.
Get the car, pay it for 90 days on the 91st day because banks work in 90-day cycles. After that, refinance the car in the business name. Now you have a paid off car on your credit report, so it's serving two purposes.
What? Whoa, what?
Yeah.
What
No, that's a play. Never mind. That's a play. Now you said you don't want no plays. You don't want no plays.
Like what?
You don't want no plays.
Tell me more about this play.
All right, so
All right, welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast. We find dope people that did dope stuff, and I'm excited today because we about to have a wealthy conversation. Am I right? We're gonna talk about wealth.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Not poverty.
No. Never.
Isn't it? Okay, let me ask you. Isn't it important to talk about poverty sometime?
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
Not all the time, yeah.
How often should you talk about poverty versus wealth creation?
Below 10%.
I agree.
Why?
Because I need you to understand. I need you to understand. I know what poverty is, poverty mindset, broke mindset is. But I need to connect with you on that level because I need to push you to the rich and wealthy mindset.
But like for somebody who has a poverty mindset, how much time do you think it takes to get them to realize, you're poor?
I think it really depends on the environment because the faster they can get into an environment where they see the benefits of being a wealthy individual is the faster they'll be able to change their mindset because you bring about what you think about. See what I'm saying? So if you're constantly thinking about, oh man, how am I going to pay my rent? Oh my God, how am I going to, like, it's a survival mindset. You want to get out that survival mindset as quickly as possible. So the faster you can get around people and you can get inspired, like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Herman, he's doing these crazy things with credit. Oh my God, Brian, he's doing these crazy things with his real estate or whatever the case may be. The faster you see things are possible and you stop thinking about poverty and you start thinking about how can I get to wealth?
Okay. What say you?
I think it just depends on where they are mentally. Like, have they already made that decision? Like, I want better. I know I want better. Because when you ask, like, how long it's going to take, I just think it depends on where they are. Like, do they believe that this is possible for them? If they don't even have that belief, then it's going to take longer to drill them in there. And then, like what B said, like the environment, it wasn't until I got around people who look like me and were doing wealthy that I was like, wow, this is very much possible because they've been where I've been and they follow these steps. And if they could do it, then I could do it.
And all of you all are coaches, right? You guys help people get to the next level, as do I as well, right? I mean, we enjoy the process of helping someone go from where they are, if it's not a desirable place, to where they want to be. My question is, like, for all of the people that you coach, are you only looking for the people who have the mindset and they're ready, right? So somebody they don't understand, right? Do we spend time trying to get them to see first for a little while, or do we work with the people who want to be worked with?
I work with people I want to work with because I'm not a motivation coach. Like,
No?
Nah.
You got a motivational speech in you.
I do, but I ain't gonna sit up here and motivate you all day. Yeah, I ain't gonna sit here and motivate you all day. I'd rather spend my energy and time on people who's ready to execute. Because if I spend my energy and time with people who needs that motivation, not even ready to execute, I feel like it's a waste of my time, personally. So I'd rather devote my time to people that's like, I'm ready to execute. I know that this is what I want, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there.
Because remember, some people don't know that they're poor. Right?
True.
Or don't know that they have a poverty mindset, right? So that's not going to transact for me later. So until I started to see somebody that looked like me, or like Steve Harvey says, unless you've been in first class, you're like, damn, I want this moving forward. So that's why I spend 10% of my time like, hey guys, do you know this is on the other side of it? Because I tell people all the time, I was a social worker, shout out to my social workers, making $39,500. And I had a degree and I thought that was it. Until I met somebody who didn't have a degree and was making $100,000. And I was like, well, how'd you do that? And he coached me on how to do that. And then I got hooked on coaching because somebody who's been there or failed at it can show me how to get there. And then I've been coaching. I've been being mentored ever since. Became successful at what I've done, executed on a long period of time, have social proof for it. And then I started coaching others. So I repeat that same cycle. If you want to, I will teach you. If you don't, then I'm not going to convince you.
Yeah.
Maybe that's one of my challenges because I really like getting people out the mud.
I mean, it's a good thing. We need people like that.
Yeah, you serve a purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
I was about to say, I guess, I don't want to say contrarian, but I do actually agree that to an extent, if you are a coach, you are somewhat of a motivational speaker because at a certain point, when motivation runs out, discipline has to kick in. But also the reverse happens too, because at a certain point, like you just feel like, yo, I've exhausted, like I've done everything I could. And you just need that little extra push. Like, all right, yo, like, have you really tried everything? Have you really done anything? Like I had a student of mine, like he was getting into a business, he was getting his first space and like they pulled the deal from him and he lost a lot of motivation. He was doing everything right, following all the steps, following the blueprint to a T. And at that point, he just felt crushed. He's human. He did everything that got pulled from him, right? So at that point, I had to step in as a motivational coach and be like, bro, like, just keep on going. Like, it's gonna work. Look at everything you've done so far. The track record is there. This just wasn't the door to open for you. If this door closed, something else is gonna open. It's gonna be way much greater. And now he's got a new spot, a new space, doing tens of $1,000s way more. So at a certain point, as a coach, you have to step in and be a motivational speaker because life gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah. But y'all don't do one-on-one coaching though, no?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just started that last year. Marcus put a battery in my back. He's like, yeah, you need to do that too. I didn't know there was a market for it, right? And he was, people were in my DMs. It's like, hey, do you do one-on-ones? And I'm like, no. And he's like, no, the people in your DMs are the market. They're asking for it. So he's like, next time the universe asks you how much you want to make, tell them. So the next person that says, hey, I want a one-on-one, I was like, all right. I put the number in there. He's like, where do I send the wire? I didn't have a one-on-one product at all. Hit up my CEO, Damaris. I was like, yo, we need to come up with something. And then we came up with a product, spend a day with me in Philly, show you how to get funding, take you to the banks, show you the blueprint. And you're not leaving there without getting your money back. And then now you have the blueprint on how to do it for yourself and for others.
I knew it had to be a big number because he said wire. It wasn't the link. You know what I mean? It's a difference between sending a link where somebody can use a card. But he's like, send the wire and I will do one-on-one.
I will say this. At that level, though, people do have it on a card. And I'm not a hater. I'm like, all right, you can swipe it so you get the points and stuff. I haven't had an issue.
Okay. All right.
I'll take a wire too, though.
All right. Let me introduce you all. Well, have you introduce yourself to the audience for those that don't know you. Okay. Ladies first.
So my name's Lex DeWitt. I go by Lex the CEO, and I basically help entrepreneurs fix their personal credit, build business credit, acquire business funding so they can start, grow, or scale their businesses.
Specifically entrepreneurs?
Specifically entrepreneurs.
Why don't you help like regular 9-to-5ers?
I used to. Like, we started off with our credit repair company 5 years ago, and this was targeting everybody who had bad credit. And then we realized once they fixed their credit, they're like, okay, what's next, right? So usually when people want to fix their credit, they either want to buy a house, get a car, or start a business. And we wanted to create more products around the next phase. And we resonated more with small business owners, entrepreneurs, because we've experienced that, we lived through that, we have multiple successful businesses, and we can create great products around that. So that's just the target audience we decide to grow it.
Right. So you help entrepreneurs fix their credit. Do you see a lot of entrepreneurs that have bad credit?
Absolutely, definitely.
What do you think that's the cause of? Do you think the cause is, and this may hurt a little bit for somebody, do you think the cause is going after a dream and getting in debt and not paying it off and now you have bad credit? Is entrepreneurship the cause of the bad credit?
Sometimes, but a lot of times it just starts from the root of not being financially literate and back in the household. Like most of us didn't learn about credit until we were older and found out that, oh shit, credit's important. We need this to live. We need this to grow businesses. We need this for financial freedom. So a lot of people just didn't have that education. So they made bad decisions, bad choices very early on in their age, and now they're just living with it. And at a point where they're like, okay, I want to educate myself about how credit works, how to use it, how to properly leverage it. But then I do see entrepreneurs who use their personal credit to fund their business. And then this is where like me and her step in, like, no, your business can have its own credit profile where you keep your personal and credit separate. Like that's law. So if anything goes down in your business, it doesn't affect you personally. So.
And okay, I have you introduce yourself to Herman because I have business credit, right? But it seems even on the business credit application, they're going to ask for my personal information. And I hear people say, well, you can just, hold on real quick.
Talk to me, bro.
Real quick. Hold on. This might be, hold on. Let me see if this is what I'm thinking of real quick. And it literally just hit me. Hold on one second. Actually, Herman, introduce yourself because I want to see this.
Okay.
Go for it.
Hello, everybody. Herman Dolce, founder of Bellastone Enterprises. Unlike Shady Lex over here, who don't mess with 9-to-5ers. I'm playing. I play like a little light. I help 9-to-5ers, brand new entrepreneurs. You got a brand new LLC. My focus is to help you structure the business properly, to help you get funding also, because the financial literacy component comes into understanding how to set up the business so you can maximize how much capital you can get using the personal guarantee at first, but also at some point showing you how to only use your EIN to get funding. Because that is the end point and it is possible, but you got to have the right foundation to do that. So that's what we help. You do get the capitals to fund your dreams.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's a bad idea to fund a business in your personal
It's
name.
a terrible idea.
Yeah, horrible.
It's a terrible idea to fund your business with your personal credit.
Why is it such a terrible idea? I mean, if you get a business, and I found it too, and I'm going to ask you. Okay, let me just start here. I'm going to get to your question.
Okay.
So this is my first time meeting you, right? This is my first time meeting you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
I saw a post the other day.
Okay.
Oh, you remember? You remember?
It literally just hit me when you said what you said when I asked the question. So Kevin,
I got my drink.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't know where it was going? I knew where it was going.
Just cut it.
this joint hit me like because
Let's do it.
You was like, yo, I know you.
Let's do it.
I said, I think I remember because we just said your name. Okay, because for y'all don't know, so Herman and Brian, I know them. They've been on the podcast. I rock with these guys, and they were doing a business together with Lex, right? And I'm just meeting you today. And when you said it, I said, hold on, is this the person Kevin? So you made it a post. I'm so glad you're here.
Now he's
I want to hear your perspective.
Right.
You said you can literally start your LLC, get your free EIN number, and legally walk in the bank to get $30,000 without showing any documentation.
Yeah.
Then use those funds to start passive income streams. Let me show you how. So Kev on stage, being Kev on stage,
He's like, with a gun?
Yo,
Right.
with a gun.
You can't. Listen, I chuckled.
I'm not gonna lie, I cackled.
I chuckled. It was a good one.
Okay.
When she dropped it in the group chat, I'm looking at it, I'm
Then
like,
I was
hold
like,
on,
I gotta go
wait.
defend my girl. Like, bro, stick to comedy, bro. Like,
Yo.
legit.
Okay, can you explain your defense? Because the way he said it too,
Right.
it made you sound crazy.
Yeah.
But now that I know that you're right with these guys, I'm like, okay, there got to be some validity to
Yeah.
this.
I'm actually gonna go to the bank today to respond to that. But so basically,
I said the rebuttal.
Oh yeah, definitely. So basically what I'm saying is like you can get funding on a new LLC. Credit is going to be a factor in doing so, but it's how you do it. So I could start a new LLC today, get all my proper documentation, get my EIN number, and then go to a bank like Chase or KeyBank to get funding. Now there's different types of funding that you can get that doesn't require documentation, like a credit card and sometimes even lines of credit. But when you're getting loans and depending on how much you're getting, then that's when certain documentation is going to require, because if you're going to get it in your business name, then lenders are going to want to see that your business can support this loan. So like a credit card is probably one of the easiest things to get without showing any sort of documentation, as long as you have the credit, as long as you can PG and show that you are good. Yeah, be a personal guarantor and show that you have a great history, borrowing history, then that's easy. 30, 50K.
Boom.
New
So
LLC.
you can walk into you can
She'll show you.
predicate it on your credit, right? You can start a business today. Get an EIN number. Sometimes it takes a little while to get the EIN number, right?
Yeah. A few
A day or
days.
two, but
yeah, a few
sometimes you
days.
get on the spot. But
Okay.
yeah.
So you get the EIN number. You can walk into a bank and say, hey, I have this new business. I want to open a bank account.
Right.
And I want to get a credit card, and they'll give you up to $50,000. You get $50,000
Yeah.
in credit.
The higher your personal credit, the older your personal credit cards, right? Yeah.
So if you already have personal credit cards,
Right. That have been aged, like you have good personal credit. So because the banks are going to look at you this way, if you're taking care of your personal credit, they're like, all right, you're going to take care of your business's credit. So, and then the lines on the business side are a lot higher on the business. On
You
the
get
business
10
side than
times
the
more.
personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with
So
your
they're not going to
business.
give you a regular $5,000 limit on a business side. They know you're running a business.
Business,
So you
exactly.
need more capital. So that's why, to the uneducated, it sounds crazy.
Are you calling
No.
Kev on stage uneducated?
Listen,
Yeah.
listen.
I mean, I couldn't.
He said, I said what I said.
I said what I said because my man came at my girl. It's like I'm playing. No, some people just don't know, and it's our job to educate.
Right,
So
right.
no shade to Kev, but no, it is possible, and I can't wait for her to get her rebuttal, walk into the bank, and walk out with 20, 30, 50, and she pit stitch it real quick, do a remix reel, make that junk go viral.
So you're gonna document it. You're gonna,
It's
coming.
Yeah, the
Definitely.
response is coming.
I mean, I couldn't say all the steps in a 180 character Twitter post.
It's
So
a
it's
tweet.
like,
Yeah.
I redirect everybody to come to, I do a free workshop every single week. And that's 3 hours straight. So just talking about how to properly structure your LLC, your business, how to get your personal credit right, and how to run these plays. Because it's very, very possible. And a lot of us just don't know about it.
Dang, how'd you feel though when you saw it?
I would think about my comeback.
Honestly, I know you think about the comeback, but was that your first thought, or like did you think something? Were you nervous?
Honestly, I didn't even watch the video. I got tagged in it. He didn't tag me in it. It was a lot of people tagging me. It was a lot of my followers who did remixes, just defending me. I didn't even really have to talk for real.
You watched the video though.
I really did. Did I watch the video? I didn't watch it.
You didn't
I
see the
didn't
video?
watch it. I know about it, but I didn't watch
I
it.
watched it twice.
All
I
these
didn't
people
watch it.
tagging you, you didn't like see what people are tagging you in.
Protect the energy.
Energy goes where energy
Yeah,
flows.
I
But you
don't
know
read
it's negative
comments.
until you watch it.
I already know
Other
because
comments you can tell.
his comment was like, "This not true," and then a lot of people I was getting dragged on Twitter and everything. But I had people
love
remix
Twitter.
to defend me, so I ain't really had to talk for real. I had a lot of people.
You saw a
defending
shoulder
me.
shrug.
this happened.
I ain't had to talk for real.
I think
So
this happened to all of us, and you just
yeah,
like I ain't gonna watch it. It is what it is. I have too many. We have too many receipts to
yeah,
engage in
you could
conversations like
Google
that.
me
Yeah.
like for real.
You got almost canceled too.
Almost at
No, not even close.
I got a beehive too. My riders, they ride with me.
Right.
They send me the posts. Is this clown talking about you? We know what I'm
Right,
talking about.
right.
But the receipts are there, so it
Yeah.
is what it is. So those are the uneducated. I don't worry about.
Got it. Okay, that's a strong scene. Personal credit, and then you go into the business credit.
Yeah.
Brian, where do you come into this mix?
Man, this is heavy. We went into some drama. I don't even want to talk about myself no more. I'm listening. I have my little drink. I was like, yo, what's going on, y'all? My name is Brian Waldron, Brooklyn, New York. I've been blessed to start a successful events-based business in Brooklyn, New York, which one of the highest rents in the country. And we've just been fortunate to show other people. And I was actually able to scale my business through credit. Because a lot of times people look at it, and I'm gonna be a little contrarian again for a second. I actually did what Herman recommended against, where I used my own credit card to go and start my business. It was a business credit card, but I was able to leverage my personal credit to use it to scale my business. And a lot of people ask like, oh, should I wait till I have all, this thing structured and things like that. My personal opinion on it, if you have an opportunity right in front of you and it's a good opportunity, go and take it. Like, I'm not going to wait for months and years or whatever the case may be. This is just me, my personal opinion. I'm not going to wait months and years to get into the game because, I'm waiting for this one particular document or something like that. If I have an opportunity right in front of me right now that's going to make me some money and change my life, I'm going to jump on it right now. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to scale my events-based business with a $25,000 Chase Ink Unlimited credit card, and we were able to turn that into $3.5 million with that. And then we were able to take that money, go buy more real estate, go buy Airbnbs, go buy cars, and then just keep on building and building and building. So credit has been
$3.5 million with an event space.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And how
yeah.
long?
4 years.
I've had my event space for a long time. I did not make $3.5 million.
I remember we spoke about it.
I just trash.
I remember. Yeah. But that's the biggest thing that we're going to be talking about. That's the biggest thing that we're going to be talking about, because a lot of people, they talk about the funding. They talk about at the end of the day, if you don't do anything with this money, it's debt.
Yeah.
Period, point blank, period.
Yeah.
If you don't take this money that Lex is going to show you how to get, that Herm's going to show you how to get, it is debt. That's it. You have a loan and you're not doing anything with it, it's debt. So we're going to show you how to take that money and go and get cash flow, because that's literally how I built my empire. I used that credit card and I was able to get my event space. I went with the event space, I started my throne rental company. With the throne rental company, I went and bought a building. With the building, I bought another building. So we just keep on building and building and building. But if I never had that credit foundation, it would have never happened.
This seems like a dope formula though. It almost, did anyone write about this in terms of like fix your personal credit, then get business credit, then invest in a business?
Yeah, the funding
It seems
blueprint
like the
did.
whole seems
Yeah.
like the whole formula to wealth, doesn't it?
It's the
Yeah,
funding
because
blueprint.
This like completes the circle.
Yeah.
It should. We gonna write one, y'all?
Y'all should really write a book on that.
Not
'Cause that, I mean,
ChatGPT.
I mean, as I'm
that's not a bad idea, actually.
It's not.
Just really write the book on it. Yeah, facts.
as I'm thinking about even my journey, I've always been like an entrepreneur, but never really made much. Mm-hmm. But I think even going through the process of fixing my credit taught me the value of money through that process. Mm-hmm. So I think without that education of, okay, you got to learn how to pay bills, you got to learn how to manage your money, I don't think I could have even taken a next step to properly fund a business because like my life wasn't being funded properly.
Mm. Wow. That's
And outside of like getting the score, that process is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
You learn
Definitely.
about
It's
stuff,
definitely
learn
a
about
process.
money, learn about discipline also. You know what's interesting about these conversations, especially what happened to you over the weekend, is that to our population, it's cap or it's not possible.
Right.
I remember when somebody said that under one of my posts, it's like, that's not true. You can't get $50,000 from a bank. I've done it 100 times. I've showed the receipts for it. But I responded to him and I was like, you are responding to me on a phone that you probably financed. Right? You are responding to me on a phone where Steve Jobs probably went into debt to create this product, to start a business. You are talking to me on an application that the CEOs and the founders of Instagram, they went into debt to start this application and now it's worth billions of dollars. But you're under my post telling me that 50,000 is not possible. Get him. Get him. Get him.
Come back.
Pinned it to the top.
Yeah.
Dang, that's a fact.
Yeah, like, but because I'm saying it is cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're using these devices that they went into debt, had a business plan, executed on the plan, and now it's worth billions. And I'm trying to tell you, you can do it too. It is possible.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to educate you on that.
Well, if there was something, and I want to get one from each of you all, if there was something that you wanted to teach our community, like they could only learn one thing to start their life in the right journey, right? What would be that one thing you would teach? I'm gonna start with Brian.
Wait, what?
If you could pick one thing that, like, if our community could get this right, you'll feel like you've done something impactful. What would be that one thing that you would teach our community about finances or business, right?
I didn't think you were starting with me. One thing, probably how to have patience with their business. Because I feel like that's very important. That's honestly one of the reasons, and one of my mentors, he always talked about, if you can see the world in decades, not days, you'll go a lot farther. And one of the biggest...
Said it again.
That's
Said it
heavy,
again.
bro.
It flew over my head.
Say it slow, bro.
If you can see the world in decades, not days, you'll go a lot farther. And I feel like we kind of live in a world like we were talking about in a 3-second society, where everybody wants instant gratification. If you could just learn to be patient and put the work in now, for an extended period of time, you will be a lot farther than everybody who just wants it right now. So the one thing I would want to leave the world with, because this is the one thing that I've had to learn and that has like stunted my growth for a very long time, is to be patient and fall in love with the game of business, fall in love with the process of business, because if you don't, none of this stuff really even makes sense.
You know, I think ruined that is the last few years.
What you mean?
Because there was so much money like in the economy where you can start a business and you have a good product or a service and people buy it immediately. Because people have money, right?
Somebody was gonna buy it, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that kind of ruined, because then you get all these, first it was, y'all made X amount of dollars in a pandemic, right? And we had a lot of stories.
Oh yeah, Dave hates pandemic millionaires.
Oh my God. Not that I hate it.
It burns you up.
It's just, you got a rude awakening coming. You know what I mean? Because you get that instant gratification.
Right.
Everybody can start a business and get something going, and the people would give it a try. Right. And I don't think like coaching was that popular. You know what I mean?
agree. 100%.
So I think it ruined everyone's patience, especially if you start a business and then like it worked. You may not have patience when things kind of...
You're rocky.
I don't know.
But do you think, Rick Ross said this, he's like, we gonna see, right? So do you think we're 3 years past it? Do you think that everybody's been washed out and whoever's still standing is still standing?
100%. Yeah, it's going to be some people that they just found their season. They've been grinding for a minute, or they have what it takes. They just needed to see other success, and they have what it takes. So, not that I hate pandemicpreneurs. Okay, I love them if they're still here.
If they're still here, okay,
if they're still here, for sure, because then you got what it takes, right?
Understand.
But what I'm saying is, I think it ruined the expectations of what business was about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
grinds.
I agree.
Yes, I agree.
How old are y'all?
100%. Excuse me?
How old are you?
27.
How old are you?
42.
Word?
Yeah.
I thought I was the oldest person here. How old are you?
27.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, uncles.
Yeah.
How long you been an entrepreneur?
Since 2007.
How about
Yeah.
you?
Going on 6 years.
6 years.
2017.
2017. How many years is that?
Six.
About 6, right?
Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah.
So, like, before that, you guys were, like, on the journey, so you know what it takes to...
I was like a hustler. Like I was selling
Yeah.
sneakers. I was selling candy. I mean, if you really go back, like I was selling, my first hustle was selling Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards on the bus. And then I went to candy, and then I went to sneakers, and then I finally got into my events-based business. So my events-based business was like my first like grown-up business.
Got you. Did y'all have to have patience at any point?
All the
Right,
time.
to this
They'll
day.
need patience. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I didn't pay
Man.
myself for the first 2 years of my business because I just wanted to see the business grow.
Yep.
And I feel like that's why I'm big on patience, because the thing about it is if you're looking for your business to pay you or $1 right now, like you're never gonna have the capital that you need to really see it grow and flourish and become what it could become. So for me, I knew I wanted a bigger business. I wanted to see my first $1 million year. I wanted to see I just want my family to be proud of me. Because like literally, and I'm sure a lot of people, especially like, you know, first world American kids or whatever the case may be, like, nobody else really doing this for real.
Yeah.
Like for me, I can't fail.
Yeah.
I can't. No one's gonna catch me. No one's gonna
Right.
catch me. No one's coming to save me.
Right.
So I can't fail. So me seeing my business flourish and do what it could do now, and like mind you, like it's automated now. I'm gonna be in Spain for a couple weeks. It's still running, things like that. Like I dreamed of this, but it took me a lot of time. It took me 3-4 years to put that together.
Right.
Here's maybe y'all can help me, because I like coaching entrepreneurs, right? I like getting people out of the mud. Like I like the person who works it as a server or works at Target or something like that, and they just want more for their life. So that's
Yeah.
the person I got
Yeah.
affinity to.
Right.
But I'm having a hard time teaching or explaining the concept of having patience, but an expectation for it to happen. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you want to teach somebody, like, yo, you want to expect, yo, this thing is gonna work this year. Like, yo, it's gonna work this year. I'm gonna make my first $1 million this year. I'm gonna have a successful business. Next 3 months, I'm gonna execute and hit this goal. But also patience as well. And I'm having a hard time teaching it. Maybe y'all can help me.
Well, because you're talking about the end goal, right? So this will happen, right? The other side of the equation is if you are consistent and you have patience. So that's how you put it into the same equation. Consistency, discipline, motivation, whatever, plus equals you having your first 6-figure month, 7-figure month, etc.
But it's still a short period of time. I want to inspire you that this is possible. In the next couple months, you can change your life. Y'all agree with that, right? Like if somebody really got into it and like took it to the max, they could change their life in a matter of months. You agree?
I think that's kind of the issue is you putting a time frame on it. Because what if it doesn't happen? Then they're going to be discouraged and not want to do it. I don't put a time frame on it. I just truly believe if you're disciplined and you're consistent, it will happen. Period.
But you should have some sort of expectation.
I feel like it just depends on what results you're measuring, right? Because you go through a journey, you go through a process to achieve a certain goal. And I feel like a lot of us, we have like a revenue figure in our mind of what we're trying to accomplish, but we've accomplished so much in that process. Like, oh, now we're waking up early. Oh, now we're staying focused for at least 3 hours. Oh, now we're doing, like we've had certain changes in our lives that we don't even consider that's happening right before us. And all we're thinking about, oh, we don't reach this financial goal, we failed. So I always think about like, what results are you really measuring? It's more than just the revenue.
But shouldn't you have some sort of revenue goal? I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
As you're teaching, you're saying in X amount of time frame, we can hit this particular goal.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
you're saying we shouldn't have a time frame, right?
So not necessarily a time frame. You said, what about a revenue goal? So if you said, yo, the goal is to make $10,000 on the webinar next week, right? You just started out. What if you did $3,000? Is it a failure? It's relative because the week before that you didn't make $3,000,
Yeah.
right? So you failed, right? you have the lesson, right? And you made 3,000. Now you're going to take all of that. And next week you should have the same goal of 10,000, but you'll probably hit 7. And then you just keep going. That's why it's not necessarily time. It's you continually being consistent and patient. You will hit that goal.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I got it. So we set a goal, but the patience kicks in with what happens if we don't hit the goal. Correct?
Yeah. Because then you learn something. Why didn't I hit the goal?
Right.
Got you. Okay, all right, I'm going to steal that. I'm gonna teach that.
All yours.
Okay, if you could teach our community one thing. Isabel, can you grab me one of those little napkin things in my office? One thing you could teach our community.
I'm gonna answer that. But can I piggyback on what you said earlier? Yes. You said something interesting. Well, you said something interesting about the goals and reaching it. We didn't reach our goal for our first webinar, right?
Yeah.
We did not.
Bro, the webinar was over at 11 o'clock. And it's like, let's hop on a call. I was like, I'm going to kill these people. We hopped on a call and they literally went over the numbers. And it was like, all right, this is what we're going to do to reach our goal next week.
Yep.
And he was upset. And I was like, this is a great number for me. I've never done webinars. This is amazing. You could make this in a day.
Right.
But he's like, no, let's figure out why. And then the next week, we're closer to that goal. But what I would, so that's the lesson you taught me.
Okay.
That's patience.
I love
patience.
it. I love it. So patience isn't waiting. It's
part of
being patient enough to figure it out.
It's sticking in the game long enough to never quit. Because you only lose when you quit.
When you quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like that.
So what the most important thing I think I would like to everybody to focus on when it comes to finances or money is understanding money early, right? I didn't understand money early. I tell people all the time, my parents prepared me for a world that no longer exists. So they was like, go to college, get an education, you'll be fine. I'm in a world now that doesn't exist, right? So understanding money, how it works, how currency works, inflation, savings, investing, those type of things. I'm not telling everybody to be an entrepreneur. We're not here to say that. We're speaking to an audience. If they want that, they can get it. But everybody should be an investor, right? You have to have more than one income. There's got to be some type of capital coming in besides your main income. Whether it's us with our businesses, it's not just one business for us. Right. We have different verticals in each of our businesses, right? So if it's credit, it's the credit repair, but we also have the trade line business, and then it goes into other things, right?
Multiple streams off of one stream.
Multiple streams off of one stream. Truly understanding money and investing and saving it. And listen, they printed all of this money, right? Trillions and trillions of dollars. They printed it. What are you saving it for? You have to invest it so it continues to grow.
So you don't lose it, man.
All right.
I don't want to lose my money.
All right, and everybody lost their money. They literally took the money out of it. Banks closed, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? They closed the bank and they took your money, right? But I would tell people this, in my opinion, cash is not king, credit is not king, cash flow is king. The true freedom is making sure money is coming in no matter what happens. Up and down times, there's something coming in my pocket. You know, when you got the big tech companies shutting down, like, listen, Amazon and Facebook are laying off thousands of jobs. Right. And banks are closing. That's scary as hell.
Yeah.
That is frightening. To the people who don't have multiple streams. Yeah, that's scary.
I think perspective is important.
It could be scary especially if you're the person who lost
your job.
100%.
And then the bank took all your money and it disappeared. Who thought that was possible?
And it's scary for people who have a job because you're like, dang, Amazon, or let's say like Facebook laid off all these people, and you work for some tech company. You like,
if they're closing, you're like, what's going on?
I'm playing a bit of devil's advocate here, but I just think that perspective is super important because it's just kind of like the super ultra wealthy. They're not heavily concerned with things like that because a lot of times, like when what was it in 2008 when what bank was that went under? Yeah. But there was a bank that filed for Chapter 11, and the government bought them out, like. Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. So I think it's important to say, when you're big, everybody comes to save you. It's like we were talking about in the car, right? Value. It's like if your job was so, and I'm probably going to get a little bit of hate for this. If your job was so dispensable, were you really that valuable? You see what I'm saying?
You're talking about if your job lets you go.
If your job let you go, exactly. Yeah. Maybe I phrased it wrong.
No,
if your job let you go like that, were you really that valuable?
No, you weren't.
Exactly.
but we are not too big to fail.
No, 100%.
Right.
What I'm trying to throw into is I'm just playing devil's advocate here as part of the conversation. But I think like you were just saying, credit's not king, cash is not king, cash flow is king. You want to set your life up in a way that it's more valuable. Like, all right, cool, I can't get taken out this easily. Which is really the under premise of everything that we're trying to say right now, right? We're showing you how to build your personal credit so your credit report becomes more valuable. We're showing you how to build business credit so that your business becomes more valuable. We're showing you how to get cash flow streams so that you overall as a person, as an asset, are more valuable, therefore, i.e. not dispensable.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
You gonna drop your mic or not?
But what I also want to say with you, Herman, is like, I think what you're talking about is also the lesson that needs to be learned is like history repeats itself. So this is not a surprise. Like, this is my first time being through a recession, inflation, all of that because of my age. But some of us, it's been 2-3 times. And it's like every time it comes around, you still surprised, you still getting hit. It's like this is inevitable and this is just how the economy works. So I think the best thing is for you to educate yourself on this process, because my first time going through a recession like last year during the pandemic, I was like thrown off guard. Never happened before. But I know next time around, I know what plays I needed to make, what moves I need to make to come out on top. So definitely learn how the economy works is very, very important.
Okay, let's talk about that. Like, what have you learned about how the economy works? How does the economy work?
I know the government gonna give out a lot of free money. Then inflation's coming after that. I know the real estate market's gonna change. I understand like when you're in a bear market, well, I'm not even gonna get into all that because I'm not a coach in that area, but
Like the economist.
but like being able to look at historical events and how people really became wealthy in times of recessions is key, because you can literally just duplicate the same thing and the same thing happens to you. So we know that a lot of things go on sale during recession. Real estate goes on sale, the stock market goes on sale. So that's really a time for you to invest. And a lot of people are in frantic mode and scare mode and want to pull. Like, that's the average consumer. But if you want to have an investor mindset, most of these people are dumping all their money during recession because they know that this is temporary. Like, we're not going to be in recession forever. And once this temporary event is over, now they've made millions. So that's one of the things we talked about as well, is when you do have the capital the more capital you have, whether that's credit or cash, the more capital then you can invest. The more you can invest wisely, then the more return you could get on your investment.
Side note, does anybody know what it means that these other countries are not using the American dollar anymore?
It's a big deal.
Is it a big deal? Do you understand it?
In my layman's term, a little bit. I mean, the world economy is based on the U.S. dollar, right? And now they're taking
The world economy is based on the U.S. dollar.
right? So now they're not part, because this is complicated. So the United States is the Federal Reserve dollar, right? So everybody kind of based their dollar versus our dollar. So now they're like, we don't want to do, now we don't want to do that anymore. And before, when you didn't want to do that, America will go to war with you.
Really?
Yes. Again, this is a longer conversation, right? Oh, you're not gonna play with us? All right, well, we're gonna say whatever we want to say in the media about you, and then we're gonna go to war with you and rah rah USA, right?
Really?
Just pay attention, watch it. It's a bunch of videos about it, right? So that's why with everybody starting their own situation, it is kind of scary. And if enough people do it, I'm not going to scare people and doing all that stuff. But if enough people start to pull, our dollar's going to be worth nothing because we keep printing the stuff, right? So it's going to be worth less.
And it's not that.
So yes, bread will be $10. So it will get scary. So if you don't have cash flow coming in to start to pay $10 for bread, it's going to become spooky.
Man,
so printing all this money, it was great, but you will pay for it.
So if the dollar becomes worth less, not worthless, but worth less, pretty much, it just means the price of everything goes up. But what does that mean in the grand scheme of things?
The cost of living goes up.
Cost of living goes up, yeah. It's very
I understand that, but does America go to like a third world country?
I don't think so.
So listen, you know what this, I always try to, because people put me in like the category of a financial literacy podcast, and I'm not. I just teach entrepreneurship. I don't, like, this is stuff that I'm learning, right? So I'm trying to understand what that means, because in my head, let's say, for instance, the dollar isn't worth much. Okay, that means that people lose money. And us as entrepreneurs or coaches, right? Even if you have cash flow, that affects the cash flow because the cash flow is coming from people who are drastically affected. So even us coaches need to
tighten up.
be aware.
Accept Bitcoin or something.
Accept Bitcoin, right?
Different currencies.
But Dave, we're kind of experiencing it in a minimal way right now. Just plain inflation.
Yeah.
2-3 years ago, milk and bread and eggs weren't what they were.
Yeah.
Now it is. So now with these other countries pulling their dollar, it's going to exponentially potentially get worse. So if you think $5 for milk is bad, wait till it hits $10 because no one else is using the US dollar and we printed so much of it. Just think about it. We printed trillions of it, right? So it's literally worth less just on its own, right? And now everybody's not going to use the Federal Reserve to back their money. Yeah, so it is spooky.
Why they play that card crazy?
The Federal Reserve doesn't even use the Federal Reserve to back their money.
Ooh. Have a high level conversation.
We're not on the gold standard anymore.
We're not on the gold standard anymore. It's backed by faith. It's backed by nothing. So when it's backed by
faith,
literally the money is backed by faith because you believe it's worth this. But now that they taken it away, all right, we'll see how good your faith is in a second.
Goodness gracious. I always thought too, if let's say all the money in America, right, and we just spent money with Americans, and we didn't print anymore, but we just kept like the money circulating, would we be okay if we didn't need any other countries?
We still need other countries because America doesn't produce a lot of stuff.
We don't make anything.
We don't make
so
nothing.
Still need
It's expensive over here.
Yeah.
But babies.
It's expensive.
We don't make nothing but babies in fast food restaurants.
We make nothing but iPods and Apple and iPhones. We don't make anything.
Dang.
So
So where are we going? Where are we moving, y'all? Where are we going?
We just talking about that in the car. Like, where we
We
gonna
out?
go?
Are we out? Where are we going?
I don't know.
I wouldn't be against it.
Against what?
Says the man with no kids. It's easy.
You won't be
man,
against
I
what?
got.
You're not a tree. You can move.
Listen, it's harder. It's easier for you.
Right.
Yeah, I can move. It's easier for you.
Oh, you're talking about going out of the country?
Yeah, he's out.
I mean, I'm experimenting with it now because the thing about it is, and this is maybe I'm biased because I live in New York. New York, like I think Earn Your Leisure, they posted New York is the highest cost of living in the world.
On the planet.
It's crazy.
And it's a and we
Oh
don't
my
get much
gosh.
for it. Everybody thinks like, oh yeah, but you're in New York, like it's all
6 figures is not a flex. in New York.
Six figures is worth like $68,000 in New York.
That's crazy.
Dang.
Yeah,
And the one bedroom is what?
3,800 average.
You don't
It's
even
more
got
than my
central
mortgage
air.
on my 5-bedroom.
And the thing about it is like I'm paying all that to live next door to Master Splinter. That's tough.
Right.
That's tough.
That's tough.
So I'm born and raised in New York, lived here all my life, Brooklyn. Like that's all I knew for a very, very long time. So when I started to travel and I see the way other people live and I see the way what you can get with your money,
I'm out of here.
I'm like, this is crazy. I'm not married to New York. I don't gotta stay here. I could pull my family out if I really want to. I mean, if they want to stay here, that's cool. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, there's just so much of a bigger world out there, and just seeing everything that's going on in the world, like we have to remember we have options. We always have a choice. I don't have to stay here in New York. You don't have to stay in Atlanta. You don't got to stay in Philly. So we always have options, and just seeing everything that's going on in the world. Like there are countries where no taxes or less than 4% in taxes. You see the economy in Dubai, they're giving you a plot of land if you're born there.
Yeah, that's
Dang.
wild.
Like they pay for your funeral.
Yeah.
The world, like America is a superpower, yes, and it has been for a very long time. And I'm not a macroeconomist, so please fact check with CNN or anything like that. But all I'm saying is that there are it's a new world, and there are other places that are just simply more advantageous to establish residency.
Yeah.
All right. So moral of the story: own your house.
Save your shekels.
Yeah, own your house.
Invest your shekels.
Invest in more skills.
and build a garden.
Yeah.
Because you got shelter and food, you good.
Someone said that to me.
Forever.
It's like, if you can make your own food, it's like printing your own money.
Yeah.
So make sure you know how to grow your own food.
Grow your own-
I need to
That's wild.
A
He's
garden.
like, if you grow your own food, it's like printing your own money.
own your house, get a garden.
Yeah.
That's my words. That's my words to the community. Lex, if there was one message you wanted to teach our peoples, what would it be?
I had time to think about this too, and I didn't. I'm just like listening
we
to y'all.
started chatting.
Okay. Does it have to be about business and finance? Okay. So I guess I go to the mindset note. I feel like we live in an era now where it's lifestyle marketing is a thing. And a lot of people show this lifestyle that you're supposed to live. Flashy house, flashy cars, a lot of money. And the thing about it, I feel like a lot of people got lost in that lifestyle marketing era that caused people to feel bad about themselves and feel like they're not doing enough or feel like they're not even worth anything. So I went through this journey myself just last year of asking myself, like, what do I want out of my life? What is it I truly want? What would be my happiest life, right? Because getting in business, it's like we all driving to have $1 million business, 6-figure business, or whatever the case may be. But we got to understand that every level you want to get into in your business is going to require you sacrifice, different mindset, and different skill sets. So initially I was like, oh, I want to make $1 million a month, right? Sounds good. I could do it. But I'm like, do I really want to spend that time making $1 million a month? Or can I be satisfied with making, let's say, satisfied with making like $500,000 in a year, and now I got my freedom. I could travel the world. I could take care of my family. I could impact my community. Is that what I really want? So I think a lot of us needs to take the time out and really ask ourselves what it is we want out of life. And you don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. You can literally be the happiest person working at Wendy's if you want, you know? So I just want more people to do a self-identity of what it is they want, what would be happy, how would they feel fulfilled.
I love it. I want to get into this trifecta of what you guys like came together, because I really do feel like this is the perfect storm. I mean, personal credit, fix your personal credit, then start getting loans or credit in your business name,
not your personal, right?
Then take the money from the business, take the money, like the created money from the business credit profile, and put it into a business.
Right. That creates cash flow.
That creates cash flow. It can't be as simple as it sounds, though.
Okay.
It is, though, but it's just a process.
Is it?
Process.
Yeah, it's simple. It's simple. It's just following the steps, having patience, and educating yourself. And
having the blueprint.
Share with me the steps or the blueprint.
Lex, would you like to be?
Because I know there's somebody like, yo, it sounds. Did y'all see the guy? He made the video. He was like, all right, first you want to get an LLC, and then you buy a monkey, and then you move to Venus,
and buy NBC.
Now you own NBC.
Classic. That thing was classic.
That's really how they be doing, though.
I felt attacked.
I felt attacked.
Okay, let's get some steps in here. Somebody y'all got to talk to my man David, who works at the Cheesecake Factory right now. He's a server, and he wants more from his life. And he's listening. Okay, fix my credit, get some business credit, put some money into a business. But there's intricacies in all of it.
Yes.
Right? So give me some steps that, like, David can take this information and say, okay, I could do this today.
Getting out the Cheesecake Factory.
Come on, man. I'm talking to younger me right now.
Okay. So first you need to look at your credit.
Okay.
First you got to be educated on what is reporting to your credit report. So you want to get credit monitoring. I recommend using either Identity IQ or Smart Credit. Okay. That's going to give you access to all 3 credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, for like $20 a month. And once you look at your credit report, now you're going to go in investigating mode, and identify inaccuracies on your credit, incomplete information on your credit. 9 times out of 10, those things are up there. We looked at thousands of credit reports.
Inaccuracies and
incomplete information.
Incomplete information, like what?
Like if we look at an account on someone's credit report, just looking at the basis of what's reporting, you have the account number, the name, the balance, the payment history, things like that. So sometimes it's blank. Like sometimes the date open might be blanked, or payment history might be skipped, or across all 3 bureaus, that same account has 3 totally different information. So the credit bureaus are governed by a law called the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And one of those laws that they have is that you must report accurate and complete information. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, they do not. So it's just a lot of us do not take the time out to even look at our credit report and see what's up there. We just go with the win. So I'm sure if you look at your credit report right now, you have a negative account. It's mismatched information or incomplete information. So now you have the ability to dispute that account with the credit bureaus and requesting that they remove it because it's inaccurate or incomplete.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep, that's just one tactic.
Gotcha.
So once you analyze what's on your credit report, you're going to dispute all negative accounts on your credit. So that's collections, charge-offs, late payments, any excessive inquiries. You want to get those accounts removed. But that takes a process because it could take anywhere between 30 to 45 days for the bureaus to respond to that dispute. But what I like to tell people to do is call them, harass the bureaus, and get it all faster. Most people aren't doing that. And you could get on a phone with the right person and can remove things off the spot. I've done it many times before. It's just going to take that consistency. In the meantime, as you're repairing your credit, the flip side is building your credit. So you have to build your credit. When we was doing credit repair, a lot of people were just like, oh, I'm going to sit back, relax, and let y'all fix my credit. But then they realize you still got low credit scores. You still have bad credit because you haven't actually built your credit up. So most of us grew up in an environment where our elders told us, don't get a credit card. Credit cards are bad.
Oh, for sure.
Don't get loans. Loans are bad, right? But credit cards are actually responsible for 30% of your credit score. It's a huge, huge chunk. So not having a credit card reporting is going to not give you your optimum credit score. Right. And on top of that, you want to build up good personal credit limits, because then that's going to give you the ability to 10x that on a business side. So if I have a $10,000 credit card reporting to my personal credit score, and let's say I've had that for 6 months or a year, 100% payment history, it's going to be easy for me to get a 30K, 50K on my business side, just from that reporting on my personal. So you want to continue to build your personal credit. It's not until you get at least 10 accounts reporting to your personal credit scores until that you're considered having a really good profile.
Really? 10 accounts?
10 plus accounts. 10
Including
plus accounts.
What?
Credit cards, loans. So those are the two types of accounts. It could be open or closed though, but 10 plus accounts.
10 plus accounts.
Yes. A lot of us want to ride out with one credit card.
I got 10.
You better check your. Yeah.
I don't know if I got. So I got.
You check his credit card.
Personal though.
So like credit cards, car notes, student loans, mortgages,
and it could be open or closed.
I think my challenge is I have a bunch of business stuff at this point.
That's okay.
So I got 6 cards. Well, I have 6, 7. Probably got like 8 cards now.
Business,
but 3 of them are business.
Okay.
So I probably got like 3 or 4 personal. Mm-hmm. I don't have any cars on my personal profile.
You don't have any credit cards?
Cars.
Oh,
but you had before though, right?
Auto
loan? Yeah, I did. I paid it off.
Okay.
That helps. Get another one.
It was a while ago, like 2016. I got a car, but I got 1 car I got 2 cars in one of my business names and 1 car in another business name. But are you saying I need to make sure I get a car in my personal name now?
Yeah, because that's going to help. That's called mix of credit. So the more mix of credit you have, that would be like a mortgage, an auto loan, credit card.
I wonder why my credit was getting real funny lately. Like it wasn't hitting like it was supposed to hit.
You got a mortgage loan?
No, I don't have a mortgage.
Oh, yeah.
Our house is in my wife's name.
Oh, okay.
Because she had a job at the time when we got our house.
Yeah.
And I wasn't paying taxes. So I'm paying taxes now.
But you could have did a bank statement loan. Where they just look at the past 3 months of your business bank statements and give you a loan.
But I didn't. I'm thinking. I'm listening to.
You didn't
Herman,
have the funding
Wow.
blueprint.
I'm listening to Herman. And he said, "Get everything in your business name." But I just through this financial process, I'm thinking, okay, I'm hearing, okay, get everything in your business name. Get everything in your business name. And I never really considered that I need more stuff in my personal name.
I think if I could just add a little piece here, I think what Lex is, and please correct me if I'm wrong.
And I shut down 2 of my personal cards because I didn't like the fact. And it was
that's wild.
Yeah, that's why your credit score.
Y'all gotta understand. And let me tell you the headache. So I had this one, I had Capital One. This was like my first, Credit One. Whatever one, it started off with like a $200 limit.
Credit
But I had it for maybe like 13 years. But the problem was they were charging me like $6 a month.
I have one too, First Premier. I got it when I was
First Premier, that was it. First Premier.
Oh my God.
$6 a month. I got it since I was 17. I'm 42. They still taking the $6. I will never close it because mine is 20 years old, bro.
They did not let me do automated payments.
What?
Yeah, you
have to pay it every month.
Every month. Yeah.
I couldn't do it, bro. I'm thinking in my head, this is the most frustrating. And my whole life is on automated
that
payments.
inconvenience, bro. Cars.
I shut down two or three cars. I just felt I was.
Yeah,
I can't go on there.
That definitely.
And mine is 42. My limit is 900 on that card. I'll never close it.
Crazy.
They gotta get that $6 till I die.
Yeah.
And it's been a hard time getting it back up
because you can't replicate age.
Yeah.
It just has to. Your other cards have to start to age out, and then your scores will slowly go back up.
Yeah.
I got a credit card since I was 18. I ain't never closed it.
Never closing that, bro.
I ain't never closed it.
Listen to these financial gurus, man. I'm just
Guru, bro.
Whoa.
I don't even call a guru or influencer.
I'm an entrepreneur sharing my knowledge.
Nah, this is good information. This is good to know, especially for entrepreneurs where you think, didn't y'all hear that too? Resell, like, yo, get stuff in your business name because you got to get your, you know what I mean? You got to get your LLC and then you buy NBC.
And then you buy NBC.
And then you buy NBC.
You get a bajillion dollars in your business name.
And that's why we have the funding blueprint to give clarity to all of this.
Right.
Yes.
But you still want to give stuff in your business name. You're just literally alley-ooping using your personal credit.
Correct.
Put it in your business name.
But it doesn't report on my personal.
Exactly. But you're using, because in your business, in order for you to get capital in your business name using your LLC, you either have to have good credit or business revenue or some sort of collateral. One of the three. So most new businesses or even seasoned business owners do not have the revenue to show for their business to get capital without using their personal credit. So in order for you to like completely not use your personal credit, you have to be making money in your business and you have to have established business credit. Like at that point, now your business has the credit and has the revenue to show the banks that this is a stable entity that has, 2 years of consistent revenue and a established business credit report. So that should be your ultimate goal for your business. But starting out, it's like you starting fresh. You don't got business credit built. You don't have any money coming in. So you're just leveraging your personal credit to help your business get up and running.
If I could add just a little bit of that, and again, like Lex, forgive me if I like misconstrued or anything, but it's kind of, I think, and this kind of goes back to what Kev on stage was saying. I think a lot of people, when they hear people talk about, oh yeah, you can walk into the bank with a brand new LLC, they're thinking that you just literally made the LLC today, you walk in with only a LLC and that's it. That's not exactly how it works, at least when you're brand new. And y'all forgive me, like, let me like add anything if you want. You're lending off your you're using the power of your personal credit to go and amplify that. So it's kind of like, all right, say for example, I know Herm, but I don't know Lex, and Lex comes to me like, Brian, I want to take out some money. I don't really know you, but I know Herm. And Herm vouches for Lex. That's kind of how your personal credit is working. That's what essentially a PG is, a personal guarantee. Your personal credit is vouching for your business, like what Herm was saying. Like, I don't know Brian Waldron Enterprises, but I know Brian Waldron. Brian Waldron been a pretty cool guy. He been paying his bills on time, so I'm gonna rock with him. Brian Waldron Enterprises, I don't really know you, bro, but Brian Waldron vouched for you, so I'm gonna lend you that money. And because you're a business, I'm gonna give you a little bit more. That's essentially what a PG is. So when you walk into a bank and say, hey, look, listen, I have Brian Waldron Enterprises. Can you lend me $50,000? They're going to take a peek at Brian Waldron Enterprise. Ooh, Brian Waldron Enterprise. You was just open a couple of days. But Brian, my guy, I know you, bro. I see you. This your man's?
Yeah.
I'm going to lend him some money. That's essentially what's happening during the underwriting process. And that's essentially what happens when you walk into a bank with an LLC and you get the $50,000. So I think that's the big misconception a lot of times, because people hear, oh, wait, I'm going to just get an LLC and I'm going to get $100,000. Yes and no. That personal credit got to be right, which is why in the funding blueprint, we take you through those steps. Fix that personal credit, use the personal credit to establish good business credit, use established business credit to go and fund your business.
Got it. Okay. I made some mistakes.
You're human, bro.
You got 6 business credit cards. You did okay, though.
Yeah, we're doing fine. It's just, I couldn't, like I be seeing my credit score, man, and it's like.
It's that card you closed, bro. Those 2 you closed. That's major.
Yeah.
But over time,
it's so annoying,
Can I ask
bro.
you a question? When you started your podcast, did you fund your podcast out of pocket?
Did I fund my podcast? Yeah, absolutely.
Or was it thousands, Hundreds.
I bought a camera
Okay.
and some microphones, and we got busy.
So it
Put on
started
YouTube.
small.
Yeah, 100%.
So it wasn't much investment.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't a lot.
Okay. So you started just reinvesting in your business as.
Yes. So I started with t-shirts, and that was my whole journey of like my personal credit. And this was a true story. This guy, I was about to sell somebody like 40% of my company for like $20,000. My t-shirt brand Sleep is for Suckers, because I needed $20,000. Don't judge me.
What? Wow.
Bruh, I'm thinking in my mind, for one, I never had $20,000 before in my hand. So I'm like, yo, if this person gives me $20,000, this is all I need to make it a multi-million-dollar business. And then we're gonna just exit the business, $3 million. And then I give that person their 20%, $600,000, multi-millionaire. It's up.
It's up. And this before you knew about credit.
Credit.
And leverage.
This is before.
Right. Because the bank could have did that and not asked for equity.
Equity.
Yeah, yo, this guy, so actually my friend's brother, Spade, so shouts out to Spade. He said, we were talking, he was like, yo, I like what you're doing with the brand. He's like, yo, I'm gonna invest. I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm on this line. I put together a little presentation and all that. I'm on like, yo, what's up with that money? You know what I mean? I give you the percentage. And for some reason, there was just a delay and he just never gave me the money. But I ran across this guy, his name's Robert Gould. Shouts out to Robert Gould. And he was like, yo, let me show you how to fix your credit. And like, this is right after I'm a server, but I remember as a server, like if anybody gave me an American Express card,
They had money.
they were, for one, most of them were white. Anytime I saw a black person with an American Express card, I'm like, how you do that? Where you get that from? This is in my mind.
Yeah.
Bro, in my mind, white people get American Express cards. Black people have bad credit.
Wow.
Every comedian knows this.
Wow.
Right? The jokes in our community is black people have bad credit. I came up understanding that, right?
Right.
So fast forward, he teaches me how to fix my credit. This is all personal stuff, right? And he was like, yo, you should apply for an American Express card. I'm like, I'm black. I don't know why I'm thinking this way. Like, I didn't say that, but I'm like, I know I ain't gonna get on Amex. But if I did, it's up. I'm going out tonight. So I applied and I got approved for $20,000.
Wow.
Look at God. And it's been up ever since.
If he would have gave me the money, I probably would have lost the money and then I just be back to square one. But that showed me the only thing I have to do to get an investor is fix my credit.
Can we use that as an ad? Like just that right there. Just that little clip right there.
Clip that, take that, repurpose it.
It depends.
Thank you, Dave.
My likeness is expensive these days. Okay?
So I gave you a morning meetup ad.
No doubt. So that was my personal credit story. Okay, so just fast forward. We get our personal stuff together.
Yeah.
We get enough credit cards. We get enough like lines and trade lines and stuff like that. So how do we properly kind of transition to the business credit situation?
Right. So what cannot fit into 140 characters on a tweet is that the structure of the business is important also to maximize how much funding you can get.
Tell me more.
Right. So you got the credit score, because it's not just a credit score, it's a credit profile, right? So you got she just described the 2, 3, 4 credit cards that you need, a couple of mixed loans. So you're looking sexy, you're looking good. So now the profile needs to be sexy also of the business, what it looks like. So you need to have a proper business name. Name my company Bellstone Enterprises, right? Solid business name. You want to make sure it's not a high risk industry, such as like she's not gonna.
Name matters.
The business name matters. What you call the business is important, because if it's in a high risk industry, you're not going to get as much capital. So if she had named her company Lex Credit Repair, they'd have been like, nah, they probably even would let her open up a bank account.
A bank account.
Yeah, she probably even get a bank account because it's a high risk industry. Trucking, high risk industry. Real estate, high risk industry. So they give you less capital.
What an education.
Yeah, they give you less capital. So I always describe to people, imagine this $25,000 in the air that you can potentially get when you walk into a bank. If you don't have a solid business name, now it's down to $22,000 as a starting point. You don't have a business address like this wonderful space that you have. All right, they bring you down to 20. You need to have a business email, a business website. You got to look professional. Social media is just not enough, right? So you go into these banks looking pro. Like when you walk into these banks, they're a real business, right? Chase has a business address, business phone number. They have a website, they have an email. So, and their representative is speaking for Chase because Chase can't speak for itself. So I speak for Bellastone Enterprises, who can't speak for herself, right? The business. So I come correct as Chase comes correct to me. Business name, business address, business phone number. I have my website set up, got my EIN. Now the structure of the business looks correct. Now I can do business with this new business partner I'm trying to get with this Chase, Bank of America, or Amex. And in conjunction with my good profile, it's up from there. And that's just one bank. So when we give crazy numbers like, yeah, you can get 100,000 in funding, there's like, that's cap. Well, one bank gave me 25. How many banks are there in America?
Right.
So I can go to another bank and get another 25. Combine this with a good business plan, because I can see them in the comments. Yeah, you telling people to go into debt, but combined with a good business plan, the structure being set up properly, the cash flow is inevitable.
Yeah.
Brian?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take the law from there. Oh,
wait, I want to just add on
please.
one thing. What Herm just said is super important. This is actually called business credibility, like making your business credible. You know how you look up Amazon, you look at Walmart, you look up corporations. You're not going to find the founder's information, personal address, phone number, stuff like that. So one thing I want to say is that I work with a lot of alternative lenders directly, like I'm a loan broker. And the first thing that these lenders do when I send files over to them for review is Google the business. Before even looking at the credit, before even looking at the finances, they're Googling the business. And if it don't even check out there, they're not even spending their time looking at your credit or financials. So a lot of people don't even get to that part because they don't have their business set up properly. And that's why that's so important.
You know what I'm glad y'all didn't do?
What?
Y'all didn't like tell us a play to run, because most plays are illegal. So this is good.
Did you see the one where this tweet where the lady was like, all these entrepreneurs are giving y'all plays. What are y'all, Tyler Perry? Tears.
Bruh, I hate the play, man. It's because it's always illegal and it's always something shifty or funny. But this is like real legit game, man. So I'm really gonna have to go get a truck or something.
Get the car, pay it for 90 days on the 91st day, because banks work in 90-day cycles. After that, then refinance the car in the business name. Now you have a paid off car on your credit report, so it's serving two purposes.
You should.
What? Whoa, what?
Yeah.
What
No, that's a play. Never mind.
That's a play.
That's a play. Now you said you don't want no plays. You don't want no plays.
Like what?
You don't want no plays.
Tell me more about this play.
All right. So my wife, right, married to the business credit guy. She got me for my 41st birthday. Shout out to Janelle. She got me a Corvette. Right, my dream car. I would have never got that, but she got me the Corvette. But she got it in her personal name. When I asked, I was like, "Yo, this is lit. Like, what's up? How much is it? Like, I gotta pay a note on this every month." And then she's like, "Yeah, it's in my personal name." I was like, "You bought $100,000 car in your name? Are you crazy?" So I let it sit for 120 days. So she got the history on her personal credit report. And then we went to a bank. They didn't sponsor me, so I'm not gonna say their name. And then I gave them the business name, business address. Everything was structured properly. She has a great credit score. That's why she got the car in the first place. And then we refinanced it into the business name. So the debt is off of her personal and now in the business name. Now she has a paid off 6-figure car on her credit report, which looks crazy, right? So she can go get a
I
rose.
thought we needed to have more stuff recurring on personal.
So it's about the mix.
Yeah.
So having it open, having it closed, like loans are meant to be open and closed, right? That's why it's important to have credit cards, because they're meant to be there as long as you keep them open.
Yeah, and auto loans look at auto loan history. Like they don't care about credit cards and stuff like that. So it's something called comparable credit. Right, and comparable credit is basically when you're applying for new credit, the lenders are looking at to see if you have something else on your credit report that's similar to what you're requesting. So let's say the biggest auto loan you have on your credit report is $30K. You going to the lender and asking for a $150K loan, you can get it, but with a large down payment, right? So if you are interested in getting like high-end vehicles, which I think you should, but no.
Nope.
It's
a recession.
Still, no, but doing it right. See, high-end vehicles is rare. It's they could actually increase in value. So it's a whole market out here for it. He actually does that, but you can make money from these high-end vehicles. Like they're limited production. We could get into that a little bit later, but
You're not going to convince that man
No,
to buy
I'm
a
gonna convince
$100,000 car. You're not going to do it.
But the point is, like auto loans, yeah, you definitely want to keep auto loans on your credit report for that mix of credit, and then also if you want to move up the ladder, they're going to look at comparable credit.
Gotcha. Okay, so what's the benefit of taking it off your personal and putting it on your credit? Your
debt to income.
Business.
Your debt to income goes down.
It could be a write-off.
It could be a write-off. Yeah, now I could write off the car.
Yeah.
I could
That's
write
why
off
people
the
do anything in my business name. Oh,
right.
my
I could write
gosh.
off the car, so now she's able to write off a portion of it every year, or we could just write it off for specific purposes. That's why I post it from time to time and do ads with it.
Do you have a car in your personal name?
Yes, I do.
It's paid off?
Probably like 10,000 left on it. Yeah.
You got a car in your personal name?
Personal and business.
So I need to keep something in my personal name.
I'm saying, but that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
You can, but eventually it's gonna be paid off. Like, so it is what it is. So I just paid it off after 90 days. I just paid it off anyway. Whether I paid it off in 5 years or whatever, I just paid it off anyway because I don't like a lot of debt on my personal. I put it in my business. It served its purpose on my personal. I got 90 days off of it. I transferred it to my business.
I see. Okay.
But
All
it's
right.
also getting in your business as an asset protection as well.
Yeah,
So
facts.
you have the financing part of it, and then you got the asset protection. So one thing we like to do is one reason we like to put a lot of things in our business name is for asset protection as well.
Okay. Okay. I'm with that. Okay. So fix our personal credit, pay your bills, understand it, how it works and how it operates, and then start transitioning to business credit because your personal credit will be the cosign for your business credit. That's your man's. I'm vouching for him. No, he's good. Trust me.
Trust me.
He's good.
Okay. So now what do we do with this business funding?
Yeah, absolutely. So like, just to kind of hop off what Herman was talking about, like you don't want to get into any of this quote unquote debt because that's essentially what it is. If you're not doing anything with it, you got to have a plan with it, right? So like I took out, I already had my first back in 2018. I already had a space lined out before I even took out that credit card. So I already knew the play that I was going to run. A lot of people they get involved with business funding or business credit and they don't even know what they're doing with it. So it's just like you always need to have an exit strategy. Right, which is why in the funding blueprint we're breaking down several different cash flow options for them to get involved with. A lot of them lending on things that we've already done. For example, Airbnb, event space, real estate, ATMs, vending machines. These are all things that anybody can do. You can literally swipe a credit card and get started in all these businesses. Imagine literally you take a $25,000 chasing credit card, you split it in half. Now you have the rent for your space. Now you have the build out cost for your space. Now that same space is turning around making you $20,000 every single month. I literally, one of my students just did that. He's right here in Atlanta. He got a $20,000 chasing credit card. He got a space right here in Dunwoody. And now that same space, he did $10,000 his first month. Ever since then, he's been doing $26,000 a month.
Dang, is he my competitor? Is that why I'm not making no money in my?
He's in Dunwoody though. You're in Chambly.
It's the same thing. This is Chambly Dunwoody Road right here.
Is it?
It's called Chambly Dunwoody Road right
Oh,
here.
I thought maybe it's a different area. Hey, I'm not from Atlanta, bro.
My business. Get off my business. Okay. All right. Nah, that's cool.
But
Tell
yeah,
myself what's up.
you have to have a play at the end of the day, which a lot of time, but you have to know your numbers too, which is why the business plans come into play and things like that. If you don't know how you're spending the money, don't get involved. Don't do it. You can just have it sitting there, whatever the case may be. Don't get involved if you don't know what to do with the money. So in the funding blueprint, once you showed you how to properly repair and build your credit, we've shown you how to probably get the funding. Now we're going to give you all these different plays and have options for like, all right, cool. Dave, you want to get involved with
What's a
Airbnb?
word other than play.
I'm sorry.
It's cringy.
Strategy.
Options.
Strategy. Options. Now you
Revenue
have different
options.
strategies.
Because I guess everybody isn't going to gravitate towards event space, or everybody's not going to gravitate towards Airbnb.
Right.
Somebody might want to get into e-com or something like that, right?
100%. But we want to at least give you the seed information to go and get started, right? We're not going to talk on 20 different things because that's ridiculous, but we're going to give you at least 5 different strategies, 5 different options. Like, hey, look, listen, Dave, you want to get involved and you consider real estate before? Here's some foundational information for you to know.
Yeah.
These are some things you need to think about before you go and spend $10, $20, $30,000 on another mentorship or whatever the case may be. These are some foundational information for you to get started with. If you don't have a strategy or an option, what are you really getting all this money for?
Yeah.
You picking them
I like
down?
that. I like
And
that.
not everything's going to involve a lot of your time as well. So
100%.
you can invest your money into things like an ATM or a vending machine, right? That could generate a few $1,000s a month and you visiting it once a month, right? So
I'm sorry, real quick, because both of y'all said the ATM thing, and Neo was telling me about somebody who does ATMs, but I haven't used an ATM. When last time you used an ATM?
people
Last
use ATM
weekend.
outside
When's
the
the last
club.
time you used an ATM?
At
I
the
used one last
club.
weekend.
Yeah, at the
You went
club.
to the
They don't
club?
be taking credit cards, so I got to go to the ATM.
What club you be at?
The club where you gotta spend some money. Look, it's just the right location. So you go to the strip club, you put the AC in the street. You know, you need the cash.
Wait.
All right. What? Or even like colleges, like what I've seen a lot of people doing too is setting up certain vending machines at colleges, like a kit or a pack.
ATMs.
Oh, ATM. People need cash.
We're at the space where we don't use it. I was at my conference I was at yesterday. Somebody walked in to a room full of entrepreneurs and credit people and business credit people. Hey, anybody got change for 10? Everybody looked at him like it was crazy. No, bro, I don't have. No one here has cash, but there's a market for it. People need ATMs.
Really?
It's definitely a market.
It's definitely a market.
Because when Neil said it, I was like, it just doesn't make sense to me. However, he said the person that's doing it got some really successful students. So
don't invest in anything that doesn't make sense to you. So it's okay.
100%. So it's which is why we give out so many different options. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because like, for example, like I'm biased obviously because I've been in this business, but like an events-based business makes a lot of sense for me because when I started, I was a server. I had a full-time job. I couldn't be active in running around doing this, that, and the third, whatever the case may be. I needed something that could operate on its own, that I could only operate maybe 6 to 8 hours a day, 6 to 8 hours a week, or whatever the case may be. Do 2 open houses on the weekend, and then I have somebody else just cater to the event. Same thing with Airbnb. You could set one up. I have a 12 unit in Houston, Texas, automated, runs by itself. That's a play that works for me. So it's just kind of like we show you how to repair your credit. Boom, now you got a 750. We showed you how to take that 750. Now you got 100,000. Now that 100,000 is a down payment for your new property. Mm-hmm. FHA is only 3.5% down on a $500,000 property. That's $17,500. You just got $100,000 from Key Bank.
Mm-hmm. And I think the main thing is like having your money work for you instead of you working for money. I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs try to just get into stuff that they have to work. They basically employ themselves. So how do we use this capital and having it work for us? Because it could work 100 times harder and longer than we can.
Yeah,
I like that. I think this is a very informative conversation. I know I learned a lot. I didn't get a car in my personal name or a house or something.
Definitely.
I'm gonna get a condo in my personal name. I gotta ask my wife though, see how she feels about it.
Why would you do that?
What? Why would I ask my wife?
Personal name. Yeah. No. I
ask
your wife. Why would you get a condo?
Just pick up a little low key spot. Just on the low. I'm gonna get this little condo in downtown. What you gonna do with it? I gotta get it, baby. It's my personal credit. I gotta.
Yo, they said. They told us this play.
Are you saying not to?
No, I'm just asking. I was really asking why.
Because I need more personal credit activity. Everything's in my business name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did I take the message wrong?
The condo's not gonna report though to your credit.
Why not?
It just don't unless you default.
It's a mortgage, right?
Oh, you're gonna buy it. I thought you was gonna rent
it.
it. That's why I was like, why would you do that?
No.
Right. But if you're not, you're gonna use that condo for like event space or like Airbnb or something.
You know,
just have it.
Just a
diversify.
Spot.
I am not participating in this any further, bro.
Hey man, sometimes I need a little place to go.
Okay. You don't have a man? You don't have a man cave?
Respectfully.
My wife isn't gonna fit, bro. I got kids, bro. Ain't no man cave.
Facts, bro.
They own that house. I just live there. I just sleep there.
They could be coming downstairs.
My kids be looking at me as the man that feed them. Like, where that man that be feeding them?
It's that time. Where you at?
Nah, I do. I got a basement, but I can't go down. Like my daughter isn't letting me go anywhere by myself while I'm in the house. So that's that. But no, thank you so much. So how can people be involved? And before they get involved, what do they need to prepare?
So you could go to thefundingblueprint.com.
Thefundingblueprint.com.
Okay. Yes, that's where you're going to register for the free event.
Free.
Absolutely free. All you need to have ready is be ready to take notes and be ready to execute. That's really it.
I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like our biggest thing when we came together for this event was that how can we over deliver? So people are literally on the call getting funded. Mm-hmm. Free masterclass. Mm-hmm. I just got $20,000 from this. I just got $20,000. I just got $10,000 from this.
On the call.
On the call.
Yeah.
Because we tell them what banks to go to.
Mm-hmm.
What to do.
Giving them the funding blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, send a link to Kev on stage.
Wow.
Respect.
Wow.
Send my man a link. I mean, that'd be.
You know
he might make a video
invite.
like, okay.
I mean, that's Lex's man, so she gonna hear that. That's Lex's man.
He getting a personal invite.
She.
You know him?
No.
Oh.
I have no idea who he is.
Hit him up.
But anyway, we got the funding.
You ain't jump in his DM like, yo, bro, what's up with you?
What's up with you?
For what? what? I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna remix what he said.
Respectfully tag him
Yeah.
in the response that she drops.
A rebuttal.
All right.
That is possible.
I wonder if he finds something funny about the rebuttal. Because he's a funny guy.
He is.
Okay, so thefundingblueprint.com.
Yes.
Okay. So if they're watching this after that, what's their instructions?
Go ahead.
Yo, so after that, so we learn. I wasn't sure. So yeah, after that, we have an amazing 5-day challenge. If you want more info, actually not even if, when you want more information with myself, Lex, and Herm, we're gonna be breaking down for literally 5 days, 6 if you're VIP, how to take that 700 credit score, get that 100K from the funding from the bank, and then turn it on to $50,000 to $100,000 in passive income every single month. But you gotta run the options, not play. You want to run the options. You run the strategy. So if you know you're looking at like, yo, look, listen, this is the last year I'm gonna be in the same situation. This is the last year that I wanna be uneducated. Mm-hmm. This is the challenge that you want to be a part of, because we're literally breaking it down the entire blueprint step by step by step. I get my own day, Lex gets her own day, Herman gets her own day, because the masterclass is fantastic, but you know what I'm saying? We got to really make sure that we get it all and we stay on point, we stay on time. But with a 5-6 day challenge, if you're VIP, you get the masses of information. You get the wealth of information. So for that, if you want to go there, it's fundingblueprint.com.
Thefundingblueprint.com or
thefundingblueprint.com. Thefundingblueprint.com. We get you right.
All right, cool. Listen, man, y'all need to go check that out. I'm excited. I learned a whole lot today. So I can only imagine what you guys are going to be teaching over 5 days. So let everybody know how they can find you all individually, and close it out with a word of wisdom.
Boom.
I start.
Ladies first.
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram at _Lex the CEO, Twitter at Lex the CEO. Word of wisdom is definitely faith is powerful, but faith without work is dead. So you have to put in the work and keep believing in your dreams and keep going, keep being consistent and persistent, but more importantly, make sure you get in the right rooms. I can't express enough how my business scaled tremendously just from the people I know, just from being in the right rooms, in the right environment. So change your environment if you want to change your life.
That's good, B.
Switch it up. Oh, okay. So again, Herman Dolce, founder of Bellastone Enterprises. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Haitian_CEO. A lot of spam pages, so please be careful. Haitian_CEO. I ain't got.
Why he did you?
I ain't got the $15.99, bro. I ain't got it.
Do you have something against the $14.99?
No, I'm gonna get it. They just didn't give me the option yet.
I didn't give you the option. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I joined the wait list. Yeah. So I'm
Did you get your check?
Yeah.
You
got yours?
I got my check.
You got your check?
You been had your joint or?
No, I got it with the Meta Verified.
Oh, you got
I feel
your?
like the scammers got a check now too.
No.
No. They gotta send.
Nah, you gotta send an ID.
You gotta send an ID. It's hard for them.
They could get my ID somewhere.
What?
They make it.
That's kind of wild.
No, I don't
They
think they're
gonna
going.
find a way.
I don't think they're gonna go to that extent.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
pay the $15. Like
No, somebody literally just told us last night on a call they got scammed from her and paid $25K.
$25K. They sent the receipt and everything.
Sent a wire to
So
$25K.
I'm
to
really
a
looking forward to
scammer.
getting the check
Need
to really
that
help
check,
out these
my
people,
boy.
because people are getting scammed out here.
It's
Like
crazy.
$25K, terrible.
I got it for the clout. I mean,
You got it for the clout? Bet.
to be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So Haitian_CEO on Instagram. Check us out on our YouTube page, Bellastone Enterprises, where we teach for free all the time. We look forward to seeing you guys there. The last thing I like to say is kind of what I said the last time I was on this amazing podcast is audit your circle. When people see me wear my t-shirt that says that, they're like, what does that mean? The elevator pitch is the commercial jet holds 300 people. Private jet holds about 15, 20 people. Everybody can't come with you. So as you elevate, it is very important that you audit the people around you that will continue to be on the same path and trajectory of where you're going. It can be very painful, but we all have goals that we need to meet. And I surround myself with people that help me make that goal.
I love it. Big.
You already know. Yo, my name is Brian Waldron, Billionaire B on Instagram. And I'm honestly, I'm super grateful and passionate to be part of this amazing movement with my guys, Lex and Herm right now. You can find me on Instagram at BillionaireB, on YouTube at BillionaireB, and the fundingblueprint.com is going to be the financial literacy event of 2023. You do not want to miss it out. I don't even know what camera I should be looking at, but I'm gonna look at every single one and let y'all know y'all need to be there. Let's go.
I love it, man. Well, look, man, thank y'all so much. Make sure y'all follow this esteemed group of financial literacy educators. I truly did learn a lot, and I'll probably ask some questions after this. Get my own financial situation together, but make sure y'all check out the course and check out the challenge, and make sure you get you some social proof, meaning go build something, build it really, really big, but you got to document the process because it's important that you teach your community how you did what you did. It's the only way our community grows. Okay, we're out of here. Peace. If you like the video that you just watched, click this one. You're gonna like this one, maybe even more. Click it right now.
You see the beautiful tree with all the fruits and everything, but you don't see the root or how far down the root goes. That's taking in all the minerals to support the growth of what you're looking at.